All right. Well, welcome. Episode 6. See, what had happened was Trey decided to buy a gun.
Bought a gun. Oh, I'm thinking about buying a gun. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're going to
Yeah.
get to that later on. First, we got to do, our Regis and Kathy Lee moment. We got to do the Regis and Kathy. Got to do it. What you been up to in the past week, homie?
A whole bunch of stuff. So, before I get into my whole situation of why I am thinking about getting a gun, buying a gun,
Yeah.
let me first tell you about the past 7 days. So, went to the doctor last week. Doctor told me I was obese.
Oh, you hate to hear that.
I hate that fucking word.
Wait, and was he
Obese.
fat? Was your doctor fat too? Because
No, he was pretty slim cat. He was pretty slim cat.
nothing's worse than an obese motherfucker telling you fucking obese.
Yeah. He was pretty fair weighted guy. I would call it that. But anyway, so I'm at 222, and I have to go down to about 185 ish, 190. So basically, I gotta lose like 30 pounds, right? I have been trying this new eating right, living healthy kick, and it's been working. So every day I've been finding myself doing smoothies, right? So the smoothies that I've been putting together haven't been really coming out right lately.
When you say coming out, what you mean?
Well, they just haven't been coming out right. Haven't been tasting right, you know?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant coming out of you.
Oh, no, we've been good. We've been good on that. So, yeah, I tried one with like strawberries and banana. Then, you put the protein in there and almond milk. And, it just wasn't tasting right? Yeah. So then I tried another one. We'll put some berries in there and pineapples. It's just not tasting right. I just can't get the whole smoothie thing down just yet. I can't do it. And then I've been trying these new, I don't know if you've seen them or not. I've been trying these goalie things. Hold on.
I saw when you said you bought them off a Facebook advertisement.
Yes, I fell for the okie doke. And I ended up actually ordering these things. These things, like, number one, they're really tasty. And the health benefits of these things, they do basically everything that apple cider vinegar would do.
How do you know? What have you been feeling from taking them? Do you feel the difference?
I mean, no. Yeah, I don't feel it just yet, but I have lost weight. So I was going to tell you that. So I started at 222. I started at 222 last Thursday. I'm now like 214, 215.
See, this is why I hate you. You and other people in the male species, because I've been working out for 53 days straight and been clean eating with the exception of that man will sneak me a piece of cheese and there has been some drinking going on. But I go ham in my workouts. Everybody know I go hard.
Yeah.
I have maybe lost 7.2 ounces.
Yeah. So sorry for you.
You suck.
Thank you. It's called Goalies. So shouts out to Ronald Albert Nethertheeds. Sergio, it's called Goalies. You've seen the advertisements, but flip it around. So these are apple cider vinegar Goalies. They taste great. No sugar. 15 calories per gummy, and you have to eat 6 of them a day. So
this is a racket. You got to eat 6 of them in a day. That means
now think about it. Now stop right there. Think about how you eat candy and how you eat gummy bears. Don't you eat more than 6? Thank you.
I used it to, but what else? How much did that bottle cost?
I don't even remember. I'd have to look on my receipt because I bought 3. I bought 3 bottles.
How many are in each bottle?
You get 60 of them.
So you get 60. So you mean to tell me in 10 days you're gonna go through a whole bottle? This is a come up. They got you.
Okay, they got me, but I'm feeling the effects. I'm losing weight. My skin is clear. Like, look at that.
Send me a bottle.
You like that?
Send me a bottle so I can go through it in 10 days.
Look at you. You want one? I'm gonna hook you up for your birthday or something. For Christmas. So as you can see, I'm gonna start wearing body shirts. I'm nice physique shirts here. Check that out while you can at first. This is the before ladies and gentlemen. So check that out. Real, I ain't gonna stand up. We're just gonna keep it down here with it. Yeah.
Don't egg him on.
Did
Don't
the
encourage
whole-
that behavior.
So we're trying the weight loss thing. I boiled eggs for the first time this weekend.
I saw you asking for advice on that, and I was going to
Yeah.
tell you there's a secret trick to it. I didn't necessarily want to give everybody my trick, so I didn't type it out on your page. But you know, I've had a change of heart. If you really care, I'll tell you the perfect way to boil an egg. If you care.
Okay, real quick, tell me.
Real quick, you have to put the egg in the water, bring the water to a boil, and then turn the water off and put the top on, and let it sit for 10 minutes.
Okay.
That way your egg will be fully cooked, but it won't have that green ring around it, because the green ring, that's not awesome.
Okay.
And so, but if you leave it in a constant boil, that's how you get the green ring. So it takes about a good 15 minutes to do it. But the important thing is turn it off once it comes to a rapid boil and put the top on, let it sit for minimum 10 minutes.
Okay. I'll try that. What I found is the most irritating thing though, peeling the shell off of the egg.
I got a trick for that too.
Come on.
So you're saying that
my lucky night here. Come on.
So you're saying that the shell has been sticking to your egg, right? It's hard to get it off. So what you do is when you boil them, you need to turn them with the point side down, because so there'll be a little bubble at the top of the booty side. Trust me, there's a pointed side and a fat side. So when you put them in the thing, if you put enough in and boil a whole bunch of eggs,
I'm not going to sit up here and take the time and look at the ass of the egg. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you.
In there and I'm boiling eggs.
Face down, ass up. So have the booty of the egg up. And when you take it out, there's going to be a little bubble. After it's done boiling, it's a little bubble of air, space, liquid at the little booty part. So when you start peeling the egg from there, you got to crack it, and crack it under cold water. Crack it under water.
Crack it not an ass crack, of the egg.
But crack the whole egg.
Not a crack.
Crack the whole egg and run it under cold water, and peel the egg under running water. But start from the booty where that air pocket is, and it'll all come off. No problem.
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't start from the booty. May end up. We ain't gonna start. That's what these young cats do today. They start there. And I'm sorry. Let's keep going. I also been thinking about
panties.
Yeah, I also been thinking about buying a gun. Remember, I was telling you last week about me. I think I heard Charlemagne say this, but somebody said it was necessary that we all buy a gun. You know, and three of the things that I was saying. Was number one, go buy a gun. Number two, register to vote, and then number three, go vote. I wanted to start the discussion about what type of gun I should have. So I was talking to my boys. Jeff, shouts out to Jeff. Jeff says, also put salt to your water. It helps with the shell as it relates to the egg. So shouts out to Jeff. But no, so I started like really researching and, asking people about guns and what kind I should get, because I never bought a gun before. My family, they had guns, and I just never felt a reason to have a gun. You know what I'm saying?
Don't go too far. Don't give it all away. Don't get too far into it, because we still got some other Regis and Kathy to get to. Don't give it all away, though. Don't give it all away.
Okay. So yeah, I've been thinking about
little tease.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about doing the whole gun thing. But we were also going to have somebody to help us with this discussion, correct? As it relates to the gun. Before
we bring them in, I do want to tell you that I have added a little something to my fitness repertoire, because I've not run since the first week of March, and running has always been my thing, and it's always how I've like maintained my weight after like off season, and I spent a whole winter lifting weights and I look like a linebacker. I go running to fix that. So I bought a jump rope. I just want to tell you, when you get to about 40, whether you've had a baby or not, make sure you pee before you start jumping rope.
Okay.
And every so often while you're jumping rope, if you jump for like a half hour, just make sure you take pee breaks in between.
Okay. You peed on yourself?
I've been pissing on myself. It happens. It happens.
Like
so
I gotta get like just like a drip.
Yeah, it's trickle. It's trickle.
Okay.
But this is the stuff nobody talks about.
You find that out after you cross the 40 line. You find that out that every now and then it's gonna be a drop that just pops out every now and then. You just
too hard, sneeze too hard.
Yeah,
too hard.
yeah. You just
but this is the stuff nobody talks about. So I just want to let you know, because I read jumping rope for 10 minutes is equal to like 30 minutes running. I was like, Mama needs a jump rope. Yeah, so let me start jumping rope.
Yeah.
So I can lose another 7.4 ounces. And yeah, I pissed on myself.
I am so happy that you shared this information with the class tonight. How many times have this happened? Okay. More than one. I've been
jumping rope for 3 days.
Nia said that 40-year-old bladder is weak.
I've been jumping rope for 3 days, and I smell like the pissy child in the class for 3 days. So I'm just gonna say that. So I gotta get my Kegels on. I gotta, we're gonna have to do that.
Okay, so we also had good news over the weekend. Toward the last part of last week. Yeah. Sports is back. NBA will be returning July 31st.
Yep.
The 8 teams in the league that sucked will not be invited. They're going to play in like Orlando and Disney World, ESPN's Wide World of Sports. So the NBA will be back. Football is scheduled to return when it's supposed. It's supposed to start. When it's supposed to start. No glitches with the schedule there. Baseball, I don't know what the hell's going on with baseball. They tripping. So baseball may not come back soon. No time soon. So think about it. All of this is happening. We're getting our sports back. Things are kind of sort of molding itself into normalcy. Sort of.
I'm not gonna be around anybody. I'm still on lockdown. You're gonna have to tell me we're New Zealand in this mother, because New Zealand has declared themselves corona free. She locked that president, prime minister. I think she's a prime minister. She locked that country down, and no country has handled it better than hers. They've had the least amount of cases, least amount of deaths, least amount of everything, and they now not have one case and not have had it for days. They corona free.
You really can't say that though, because if you listen to the experts, it's sometimes, well, how do I word this? It works well to where they'll consecutively have cases, and it'll stop, then it'll come back.
Yeah. Well, with the protesting, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back with now that we've been protesting.
Yeah. So
shout outs, by the way, just want to get some shout outs to John Oliver. If you've not seen the show Last Week Tonight, get yourself up on that one. Dude it's like a late night show. It's like Trevor Noah's The Daily Show. But he does like a recap of the whole week, on Sunday night. And this dude, he's a Brit, but he's so woke, it's ridiculous. And he goes in on everybody hard. So the last episode
with a British accent, huh?
But he cursing all over the place, and he calling everybody on the carpet. So just shout out and just want to give him some love that John Oliver loves the black people. Yeah. Also, I am late as AF, but Killer Mike trigger warning. I just caught up on it. Finally. I'm late. Let me just say I had a good weekend, so I watched that. Don't judge me. Don't you judge me. I'm saying it was great. And
it's been out only 2 years now. Isn't it genius though? Isn't it genius?
I am like, I can't say that. I'm not gonna make any of these statements. I have like 6 jobs all the time going at one time, minimum. So there's a reason I haven't seen it. But yeah, it's also awesome. And last thing I want to do before we get to my story is, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I mean it in good intentions. Raul Doobie, the Indian American resident of DC who took in nearly 70 people in his home and let them spend the night because there was curfew and they didn't know how to get out. They blocked them off, but they said, you got to get off the streets. We're arresting everybody now, but they didn't know which way to go, and they were tear gassing and throwing bullets. He opened his door. They were running down the street. He let nearly 70 strangers stay the night in his house because there was curfew, so they didn't get arrested and didn't get hurt.
Wouldn't have been me, son. Shouts out to Walt Doobie, and he was a good man.
Wouldn't have been me.
None of these crazy. I know they stink. Nobody showered, and they got all type of aggression and
better than me. I don't even got enough groceries to feed y'all.
Nah, son. Well, shouts out to Walt. Well, let's show him. What's his last name? Shout him out.
It's his name. I will spell his name. His first name is Rahul Dubey. He's an Indian American, lives in DC, and he just said it was the right thing to do. I can't see these people getting hurt because there's some injustice out here. He said, come on in. And he gave them shelter and sanctuary for the night. Shouts out to that too.
Okay, so also over the weekend, man, oh man, yesterday was would have been Prince's 62nd birthday.
He was born in 1958.
So wait, 58 divided that by 242, 62 yesterday, right?
Yeah, he and Michael Jackson born same year.
Okay. So
it's national holiday for me, homie. National holiday.
So like I know you personally, and I know like you are a huge Prince fan. And you met Prince a few times, correct?
Absolutely. Okay. I've spoken with him. I've had I've touched him. I've had close encounters with him. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Let me not say close encounters because that sounds like we didn't smash. No, that didn't happen.
You probably would have gave Prince. That.
All of the panties.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But so it started from. I used to be obsessed with Prince. I mean, I called him my husband. It was literally an obsession. And anybody who went to high school with me, man, shouts out to Whitney M. Young, Magnet High School. Go Dolphins. They
that was all right, That was all right.
They put up with my love, and they were just like, don't get into Alexx with Prince. But it eventually evolved into respect of his craft, of his talent, like all that obsession, like me dreaming that I'm gonna be his wife and all this. All of that went out the window and turned into genuine, like unbelievable respect of how talented this man was. So I can tell you, the first time I met him, I was flown out to Paisley Park. So I was working in Detroit, and everybody knows Billy Sparks, but they don't know really who he is. He's his manager. But if you look in Purple Rain, he got a role.
He was the club
manager,
right?
And he was like, nobody loves your music but yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but that was his real life, as close as it gets, and his manager. And so Billy had found out that I was a huge fan, and so Billy sent a plane ticket for me to fly to Minneapolis to be in Paisley Park when he filmed his Showtime special, Rave into the Year 2000. And it was a 2-day event. That was the first time I met him because he took a break. He performed like 5.5 hours straight. He has a soundstage in his house. Every video he's ever shot, he shot it in his house on his soundstage. Most people don't know that. And so he took a break, and I went to the bathroom, came back, and I'm walking down the hall, and all of a sudden I hear bodyguard. I hear some voice. I didn't know who it was. Was it his bodyguard? It said, on your right. And I turned to my right, and me and Prince are walking side by side down the damn hallway. And I'm like, and we just walked for like the next 30 seconds that felt like forever, going back to the soundstage.
So he was your height? He was shorter than you?
He was shorter than me, but he had the heels on, yo. He had the heels on. He was fly. He was fly. Okay. He was fly. So that's the first time where we didn't even talk. The second time that he came to Detroit, because he was going to do a concert. And anytime Prince has done a concert tour, he has always made sure he come to Detroit. The backstory is that the first person ever to play his music and to show him love, even before he was on, was this dude called Mojo. Mojo was in Detroit. So Mojo really put him on. And so Prince said, I will always, no matter when I do anything, I'm coming to Detroit. I don't care if I only do 2 stops. Detroit is going to be one of them bitches. And so he came, but then he told people, he was doing a backstage meet and greet. He did not want to meet with anybody that was management of anything. He only wanted to meet with jocks on radio stations that actually had the physical power to play his music, that actually played his music. So I was in a room with him and about 15, maybe not quite 15 other people. And we had this whole conversation where how he was about, we got to take over our own music rights, these companies, they own us and we don't, all this stuff. And so I spoke, he asked me a question. I spoke. The man told me, he said, this woman is so beautiful and intelligent, and she's speaking such and such. And I didn't hear nothing else. he told me I was beautiful. He said I was smart. That whatever. Prince said I was Prince said I was pretty.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. That was another one. And then we got into like a long conversation. That lasted about 2 hours.
Oh,
and cool. Another one was I was interviewing.
You was only gonna give us 2. You gonna give us all of them, all 5 of them? 6
give you the last one. I give you one more because I got a number of them.
Let me tell y'all something real quick. We rehearsed this before we go up, and we had already said we're gonna just talk 2 Prince stories.
Okay, let me just tell the last one.
Go ahead, it's all good. It's good stuff. Keep going.
So I was interviewing one of his proteges. You know, he always got a protege at a moment. He got Carmen Electric. He got whomever is the protege. So he had I think it was Taja Seville. He had a protege at a moment. So nobody knows her, but I interviewed her. And so me and Taja, she was super cute. And I'd like, well, fine, let's go hang out. I go hang out with her like the next day after our interview. We're at the club. Guess who comes in the club?
Who comes to the club?
Prince comes in the club.
Prince came to the
came in the club. Chris came in the club, and however they whisked him up, they whisked them right up to me and Taja. And Taja was like, hey, she was like, I want you to meet my friend Alexx, you know, and I'm just like, okay, you know, because we didn't expect this. We didn't discuss this. So I reach out to shake his hand like a normal shake. He takes my hand, turns it over, and grabs
your hand and grabs his ass with your hand, right?
And brings it to him as if he's going to kiss my hand. He didn't quite kiss it, got close.
Okay.
But then he bowed his head and he said, the pleasure is all mine, beautiful sister. And I was like, oh my God.
Wait, so he didn't remember you the other few times that you all had already met. He didn't remember that, right? Okay.
Broads changed up their hairstyles. Come on. My hair and my clothes have changed every week back then. Come on. But oof. Anyway.
And so you say people in high school knew of your affection or obsession for Prince.
Absolutely. Let me do one quick shout out. Mm-hmm. I see you, Terrence. In the comments. My girl Monique. We're so intertwined, it's ridiculous. So Monique and I went to Whitney Young together, and she can tell you specifically of one story. This is even before I met Prince. One story of how serious I was about him. And I want to introduce you to my girl, Monique Spence. Hey, baby girl.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey, girl. Okay, so you ain't told him the best other shit, girl. We on the podcast. Can I say that?
Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay. Because I got to tell y'all the truth. First of all, Alexx bought my first Prince CD, my second, third, and fourth Prince CD. Because when she realized I didn't have a CD, she bought me a set. Okay? That I still have. I done sold all my other CDs, but I kept those because she gave them to me. Yeah. But, okay, so go Dolphins. Go back to 1995, 96, right?
97, I think, because I think I was in college already, and you were still doing your last year.
Yes. So somewhere around in here, I get driver's license. I can drive. First place I want to go, I got to tell my mother, Mom, I got to take her to go wait in line overnight to get some Prince tickets.
Wow.
My mother said, you going to do what? You ain't sleeping outside with her? I was like, no. She didn't ask me to sleep outside with her. I just got to take her so she could sleep outside.
What Prince concert was this? Do y'all remember?
He always comes whenever he was in Chicago. He has an intimate relationship with the oh my God, I forgot the room, the little venue where you can only stand in room only.
Up north, right?
Park West. It was the Park West. Yeah.
Yes. Park West.
Yeah. Okay. And so I'm standing out. I gotta get my tickets.
Blankets. She had blankets. If I know her right, she had a knife or something for protection. And I took my ass outside to sleep overnight.
That's funny. That's funny.
That's how much she ride for Prince. Don't forget though, every day of her life, she wore the Prince ring because it was her husband.
Yeah.
It was her husband.
Yeah.
So Prince ain't Prince to me without Alexx. It ain't
True. That's
ain't.
true. On her little college show, she used to always play a Prince song a night, a Prince
There was
song every
two.
night.
We started and ended every show with a Prince song. And when I had Trey filling for me, I was like, you ain't breaking format. Let's be clear. One thing is happening for sure. We start and end every show with a Prince song. It was pretty serious.
This is lifelong.
Yeah.
Lifelong.
So
she ain't new to this thing.
Die hard Prince fan.
And shouts out to Peggy, because she's the one who did it to me. My mama was a super Prince fan, and so my mama, this is what happened. She did it.
And that's why Peggy let her be outside. She just wasn't gonna take it. She needed a ride. So, she was like, you go sleep out there, but I ain't gonna take you. But get one of your friends to go take you.
She did.
Okay, so while we were talking about stuff we were doing over the weekend, while we were getting our Regis and Kathy Lee on, I was bringing up the fact that due to all of this that's happening, all of what's going on, I'm going to actually get a gun. I was actually in this spot called Academy today, and I was just checking out guns, holding guns, and everybody's been telling me I need to go to the gun range first to, get the feel of which pistol or which handgun that I'm going to get. You know what I'm saying? And Alexx was telling me that you and your boyfriend were having some type of discussion as it relates to guns. It's a big debate in your house of guns.
Hold on. Let me get him. Let me get him in here.
Okay.
Let me get him in here because this gun thing is a constant in our relationship for real.
Okay.
So,
okay.
We can't see. Get on there. Okay. So this Jason, everybody.
What's up, Jason?
What up, Jay?
How you doing?
All right.
So Jason's a concealed carry. We're talking about it, right?
Yeah.
So he's
Let's
a
go.
concealed carry, right? And he made sure when we started dating that I got my FOID card and shit, right? Okay, because that was a requirement for the relationship.
Right.
Nice.
We've gone to the range. I at least know how to not kill myself with the gun.
That's good.
Right?
That's good. You don't want to shoot yourself, in the crotch or in your foot or nothing.
Right. We don't want none of that. So recently we were at his house and, you're getting your set up, you're getting on the couch, you're getting comfortable and shit. And he set everything up and the gun was next to the remote. And I was like, babe, could I just set it over there? Like,
yeah.
Cool. But I just don't right by the remote. Like, it's got to be right here.
Yeah.
So he was like, well, why is it going to be anywhere else if I need to use it?
Yeah.
I need it to be right here. So,
yeah.
But babe, we in the house, the alarm set, and he gives no fucks about none of that because he wants the gun close by.
Yeah.
So when quarantine went down, y'all, everybody else was out getting masks, sanitizer. Do you know where he had me? Buying bullets.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in line at the gun store buying bullets.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Toilet paper.
That is awesome.
Getting bullets.
So
it's a constant thing in our life.
So explain where this comes from. So was your family always had a gun, or did you find something that happened and you was like, okay, I need to start having guns? What prompted all of this?
My first role as a man is provide and protector. And so there is no other way around that.
Yeah.
And so
I can't be mad at that.
I come from a family of gun-toting men, but that wasn't my greatest influence. My greatest influence was just making sure my family is safe. And so it is my job to be able to defend my family off from tragedy, whether it be criminal, financial, spiritual, behavioral. I'm the head in that respect. And so my job was to just make sure that wherever we are, we're safe. And so that's just my angle on it. When I look at Black America, we're great at business, we're great at education, we're great at a whole host of things, but we're not great at defending ourselves. And I think that's been our greatest tragedy, where you look at Black Wall Street, which had an immense amount of wealth, and substantial number of businesses, but they didn't have a Black police department to defend them. And so I'm just, as a student of history, I'm beyond the point of creating wealth and allowing somebody to take it.
Come on.
And
So Monique, do you have your own gun?
I don't have my own gun, but I do have my FOID card. So in all of this, like I think I'm more ready than I have been to buy a weapon that I feel really comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm closer than I have been. I haven't even told him that yet, though. But
Okay.
I'm closer than I have been to buying my gun.
Let me tell you something. Before we let you go, I got to get to what you've been doing so good in the hood and why I really want to uplift you, sister. But let me tell you, Peggy even got a gun. So,
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Let me ask you.
sweet little
Let me ask you, bro. What do you suggest? I'm a first-time gun buyer. I was told to get two. Have my rifle in my house and have my handgun in case I'm walking around, in case somebody tries something silly. But what do you suggest as being a first-time gun buyer? I got my notepad right here.
Something simple and good. So my concealed carry piece is Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. It's a 9. It's a very good low recoil, very well concealed piece. I have a 12 gauge at the house from a shotgun perspective. Just something for home defense. I wouldn't go get elaborate. I wouldn't spend a ton of money on it, but I would go play with it. So I would go to the range. I would go to a range that allow you to swap out, try a couple of different pieces first, and find something that feels good to you, because what feels good to me might not be good for you. So find something that works well for you.
That's good advice. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Monique, before we let you go, I want you to let everybody know the epiphany you had this past week and the things that you have been doing so good in the hood.
Girl, well, you know what? I was really frustrated last week and, last 10, 14 days. We done been through a lot. And I just didn't know what to do. And, around town, everything got messed up like it did everywhere. And many of my friends got together to do board up and clean up. And you know me a long time, girl, and board up, clean up, sweeping up glass, and that is just not my lane. But I wanted to help out, right?
Right.
And so if I couldn't have found nothing else, I was going to board up and clean up. But then one of my friends in the same group posted that they couldn't find groceries in the city to buy to take to seniors. And I live in the suburbs. And so I said, aha, that's my lane. I could do that. So what I did was bought groceries. Well, let me tell you what I really did. I made a post and I said, I'm going to go out in a couple of hours and buy groceries for people, the seniors. This is what I'm going to do. I was planning to spend $150, buy what I could, and take it to the city. 90 minutes later, I had raised $600. Unexpectedly.
That's what's
I
up.
did not think, I thought maybe people would spend $20, and I would have maybe another $100. And I go out, get my groceries, and do more than I could do on my own.
Yep.
Yeah.
But in 90 minutes, I had $600. And so I grabbed a friend to go with me, went to the grocery store, pulling out 3 carts of stuff. And when I get to the line, I end up running into 3 people that gave me $20 to add to my cause because I'm a loudmouth and I'm talking to somebody.
Hey.
Asked me,
That's how you got to be.
What I was doing. Lady
Yeah.
was like, are you a shopper? And I'm like, no, ma'am, I'm just a lady that don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I'm out buying groceries for seniors to take them to the city. So in the last week, I have raised a couple $1,000s, and groceries are consumable. So I'm gonna keep this effort ongoing because those groceries I bought last week are already gone.
Yeah. So how can people help you, Monique? If people want to do something, if they want to donate, if they want to get some dollars to you, because you're going to do the lead work, you're going to have the gas in your car, you're going to run it out, you're going to spend the time at the grocery store, you're going to put yourself at risk of COVID, you're going to do all of that stuff and make these deliveries. If somebody wants to help you, how can they help you?
Cash App, which is the new savior to making friends with strangers financially. So Cash App, $ Monique Spence, MoniqueSpence. Those grocery stores aren't going to be back for a while. So if they come back, because we just got them,
Yeah.
So Cash App, $ Monique Spence. Coach Mo is, all my monikers. I'm a life coach at heart, and so being able to help people is what I do. And being paralyzed and not being able to do anything was driving me crazy.
Yeah.
So I found my lane. So yes, I'm risking COVID and whatever the hell else is at the grocery store.
I applaud you.
Love you, Mo.
Good job.
And
Great
love
job.
you.
as I drop it off, the people I literally can't stop crying because they can't believe that they're in need and that I'm the person giving it to them. So
What's up?
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Good for you, baby girl.
I'm gonna real quick throw your cash app up here real quick. Your cash app is that it?
That's it.
That's it right there.
Let's
So if you guys are
give my
looking
girl some dollars. She doing good
that's
in
what's
the
up.
hood,
Hook up.
Thank you,
All right.
Monique. I'll talk to you soon, sweetheart.
Appreciate y'all.
I'm gonna pop up on the socials when we get off. I'm gonna pop up on the socials. She was a Prince, but I was a Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, that's another show. That's another show.
Y'all need to remember this, but the three of us took pictures. I was selling Michael Jackson t-shirts.
I remember that. That shirt was so dope.
Post the photo, dope. Baby girl. Post it.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Talk to y'all soon.
Nice meeting you, Jay. Be good.
Y'all donate that way. All right. Thank you guys. All right. So yeah, we're gonna keep that up a few seconds. So you guys, if you want to donate, you can go ahead and cash app that. So again, we were talking about guns. Alexx put the post up that I was looking for a gun. I'm looking to buy a gun, and one of her followers, Miss Tamara Holmes, chimed in and said, "Hey, I'd like to add some information." Is that how it somehow went, Alexx?
Well, I posted something, and it was a picture, and she's like, "That's why I need to get my CCL." Now, me and Tammy go way back. We talking childhood, so we have a mutual friend, and that's how we became friends. So her best friend was my best friend. Of some Sex in the City type, you know how your best friend is, and Tammy is such an amazing success story from the hood, and I just wanted to get her perspective. Because she travels in different circles than just Ray and Pookie and them. She has them circles too. Don't get it twisted, because she's a sister, but from Maywood. But she travels in a couple different circles. So I just love to welcome you on, Tamara L. Holmes, Tammy, and get your point of view about. You said your quote, I think, on my post was, "That's why I need to go get my CCL."
Yeah.
Concealed carry license.
I saw the video. First of all, hey, you guys, thank you for inviting me on. It's definitely a privilege to be on with my people and share. Like Angie said, I'm in a lot of different circles, and I hardly ever get to speak my piece amongst my community and amongst family because I work in a 95% white male dominated industry. In aviation and STEM and all the things that people said Black people couldn't do or shouldn't do. Yeah. I'm in there. I'm in that space. Yeah, and one of the things that I've learned is that teaching their children how to handle weapons is just as commonplace as teaching their children how to tie their shoes, brush their teeth, and of course manage their bank account, which we don't do. And so when I saw the picture that you posted, I actually saw the video. I saw the full video of this man going bananas. I mean, he was irate in people's faces, snatching their signs out of their hands, and he was completely surrounded by Black Lives Matter peaceful protesters. And if remind me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they were saying something like peaceful over and over. It was just like one or two words, like peaceful. And the more that they chanted, he was belligerent. And so when you posted the screenshot, I specifically remembered this young lady, number one, because when he first walked up on her, she had her shades on. Her shades were down. When he started getting louder, she lifted her sunglasses up so that she could look this man in the eye. And if you look at the picture, you can actually see the veins in this man's arm. His fists are clenched that tight. And she had the composure to remain calm, so much to the fact that she wanted to look him in the eye. And the conceal and carry is not because you want to wield a gun and intimidate people. It's when people that you can't fight, people who you can't physically beat, people who will in a second manhandle you. That's what the conceal and carry is for. I already know where I'm from. I can handle my own. If we're gonna box, we're gonna box. If somebody that's that size come up on me and is in my face with their fist clenched like that, a grown man, no, I'm not about to fight you. It's not about to go down like that. And I think the fact that he was so belligerent, the fact that he was so outside of himself, if you will, almost to like psychotic, completely out of control. That's when you need to be able to protect yourself. Because if anybody knows anything, a mind in rage is not a conscious mind. A mind that is that anger and that angry and that out of place is not functioning properly. And so that's when bad things happen. And that's when people can't make decisions. But I tell you one thing, a gun to help people snap back to their senses really quickly. And, I'm not for violence, although I understand it. Had a lot of arguments this week about the riots. If somebody was coming to my house, they would have been met, with my husband. He has a conceal and carry. We have a gun in the safe. My prints is on there. They could try if they want to. I don't have my conceal and carry. I don't have my own weapon, but I have been to the range. I've learned how to shoot. And I have been back and forth about it because and I'll keep calling you Andre. That's the only thing I know is to call you Andre.
Definitely.
That we go way back, baby girl. Keep it going.
But when my husband first brought the gun home, I was like, I don't know if I want that in the house. His father, police chief for 15, 20 years. We got 2 little girls. You see all of the stories, like what if they can get to it? But when he showed me the safe, it's a digital safe. It's real. The gun is protected. Then I went to learn how to use it. But after this week, I literally tried to get my FOIA card now, and the website has crashed. You can't. That's what
I was going to ask you. I was going to say, like, have you already taken steps?
You can't get it. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm in the process of trying. And now it's a commitment of mine, and I am with the individuals who are calling for African Americans to arm themselves. It is our Second Amendment right. And one of the things that we don't know, the Constitution, we can't get this. We can't stress this enough. The Constitution was not written for us. It was written in 1776. We were still slaves. We were 3/5 of a human being. The words in the Constitution were not written with us in mind. With that being said, the Second Amendment was written to give white people and white slave owners gun rights, because before then, Black people were arming themselves and trying to be able to protect themselves. And so the Second Amendment actually took gun rights away from colored people. Because we're supposed to have weapons. And so the Second Amendment was written to be able to allow American citizens, that's exactly what it says, to have gun rights. And if you know anything about the Constitution, and when the Second Amendment was created, Blacks were still in servitude. We were not considered American citizens, and the Second Amendment was not for us.
Well, Tammy, go back on that site, because Rebecca, First Lady Thomas, she's somebody who follows us. She says she just applied for her, so she got in. So just keep on trying. Before we let you go, I love you, sister, so very much, and I'm so proud of you. I definitely want you to just shout out your foundation and let people know what you are doing in the hood.
Well, like you said, my story is one of just crazy success, nothing but the hand of God that took me, from Maywood to, some of the highest places, including, the sky. I went to school to become a pilot, fell in love with aviation, started my own aviation company at 28 years old, was one of the only Black women, still one of the only women of color in the world.
Come on, baby.
Come on.
Women of color in the world to own an aviation company. And that was 12 years ago for me.
That's my friend.
Okay.
Friend.
Okay.
So you see my airplanes, and I keep them all around me. But the name of my organization is the Aerostar Avion Institute. That's AVION. You can visit us at avioninstitute.org so that you can learn about the programs that we run. Our goal is to combat racism and discrimination in the aviation industry. We have over 14 kids that have become licensed pilots. We got over 50 kids around the country right now enrolled in aviation and aerospace degree programs. We have aerospace engineers, aircraft mechanics, pilots graduating. 3 of them graduated last week. Now we started a program in kindergarten. We're supported by NASA. You see, we're supported by NASA. We're supported by the Federal Aviation Administration, with Boeing as our largest donor. We're fully backed by United Airlines, who is the official airline of the Aerostar Avion Institute. If you have any kids that are, we take the bad kids. Like I'm from the streets, so when they say kids, they were like, "Well, how can our kid get involved in your program?" And what's the criteria? There is no criteria except to be respectable, be coachable, and be teachable. And that's what we love. We've taken kids that are ADHD, ADD, C average, D average kids and turned them into leaders in their school. And we are now running aviation programs all online. We launched and are trademarking the Aeroverse, which is all things aviation and aerospace education online. You can go to theaeroverse.com and sign up for free aviation classes for 5th through 12th grade. Our programs are from kindergarten to career, but our online platform right now is serving the kids that have been most displaced through COVID and the closure of all of the schools and youth programming. So again, avioninstitute.org, AVION, and my name is Tamara Holmes, the founder and CEO.
Look my friend up. This
is that it?
This sister has done
avioninstitute.org. Yes,
this sister has done her own TED Talk. You Google her, you look her up. She is a big deal. I love you. I love you, Tammy. Thank you for chiming in tonight.
I love you too. Thank you so much.
Stay safe, sweetheart.
And congratulations to the show. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. So yeah, you got good friends. You got cool friends. That's what's up. So I guess I'm gonna have to hit you with my cool friends next week, then, huh? I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah. I came hard.
That's what's up. I'm happy that she stressed the fact of, and as you can see, the last 2 people that we talked to stressed the fact of a woman of color getting a gun, protecting yourselves. We see all of these different videos on Twitter, how these young black women are being attacked by these old white men. You know what I'm saying? And while we got some time, let's touch on that, because you said you had someone that says we give the white folks a bad, give them a bad time or what? First of all, we love white folks. We love white people.
We love.
50%.
If you've not noticed, not quite 50, but
50?
But the reason 40, I look like the background on the screen right now. My mama is white. She is about as white as it gets. I did her in ancestry.com and it said 99.999. I don't know where they thought the other 0.0001 was. The lady is like translucent clear white.
Yeah.
So there's no hate for white people. And I'm telling you, and I'm going to tell you something. This fight for me is so personal. And I've put on social media so many times that I've cried every day. I've only made it one day out of the last 12. I don't think 13 actually, without tears. And it's because my fight has been so long and it's been on 3 different sides. When I was a little girl, everybody told me I was just black. And I was like, I'm part black. I am black, but that's not it. Because my mom was so strong and raised me. I saw her every day. I was like, this lady spit me out, who is the reason I live, who clothes me, who feeds me, who educates me. I'm not just black, but black people did as a kid. Now, mind you, this is me talking to kids. They took offense and they learned that from somewhere from their parents. So I had to fight growing up on that end. And then I also had to fight for my black people around white people who said some bull. But not only that, because, okay, it ends there. But Alexx looks, we don't even know what she is because I got so many different nationalities in me. But I also have a fierce resolve for my Native American heritage. And they don't have anybody speaking for them. And it was a travesty what happened to them. And I am so proud to be Native American. I have 2 Native American tribes, and people tend to laugh at me because I said the names, but I'm Choctaw and Chickasaw. And I stand up for them just as fiercely. So I've been fighting this racial fight all my life since like a 4-year-old little girl on 3 fronts. That's why it's so emotionally. But we do not hate white people. And I will tell you, I have one friend, Naomi Norm. I just want to shout her out. I call her Yomi. I've known her for years. We worked together in Chicago. She eventually moved to Alaska. When I was in Alaska, our friendship is still tight. She has fired more shots and is a white girl than any black white person that I've seen anywhere on social media. She ain't new to this. She's been here a long time. She's been fighting for our rights and equality a long time. But I just want to shout my girl out for being more than an ally. She's been an ally. She's been an activist. She has lost people for speaking so strong for us. So all of us, all the white folks, it's really not. It's really not.
So
if you
ever talking about white folks, thanks, Alexx, for that 6 minutes dissertation, by the way.
You can't ask me a passionate question and think it's going to be.
I can't ask you no question and expect a 40-second answer no. But if any like I said, any white folks watching this, trust me, we got love for you, the good ones, all of the good ones. And Alexx is half white, so she can talk about white folks because she's one of y'all. So let's keep that in mind. Let's shout out to a lot of the people who are commenting on here. McKinley Smith said, "Hey, Alexx."
That's my cousin.
Shouts out my girl Nia B. Ronald Albert Netherthy says he haven't heard this voice in years. I don't know if he's talking about me or you. Sergio Angel Bocanegra says feels like mornings in the 2000s. Let's see. Mashonda says my son James wanted you to know he was watching you.
Oh,
you know, James?
Mashonda, yes.
Shout out to James.
My girl from Orlando, and we have that Prince bond. Shout out to you and your son. Love.
Raquel Adams, Ronald Brody, Benaya, fourth born, says, Alexx, you know I'm the biggest Prince fan. Fondu Fonzie says, he commented a lot. Okay, shouts out to Fondu Fonzie.
That's my cousin.
Yasha says her sister was a Dolphin, class of 86. And Prince Lover, guess it's a Whitney Young thing. Yasha went to Lane Tech, so I guess it's a Lane
Michelle thing. Obama's a Dolphin. Don't trip.
I can't think of nobody else went to Lane.
I know you
I guess you won now.
That's the trump card right there, like that.
I was about to throw one at you, but I can't think of nobody that went to Lane.
Nope. I just dropped the mic on that one. Let's just that's your 10-second comment from Alexx right there.
Yeah. Rebecca First Lady Thomas and also Smooth Tyner. That's my cuz. Shout out to cuz.
My cousins are representing this evening. I love it.
Cousins out here. So this week was Alexx friend show. Next week's gonna be all of my friends on the show. But next week we're gonna touch on something real cool. It's gonna be the topic of voting. Those who said that they are not going to vote.
Yeah.
Now it's a huge percentage. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Maybe I need to take another sip of this pink right here.
Bang bang.
It's a huge. By the way, I'm drinking a drink called Pink Panties.
Pink Panties.
Usually Pink Panties is a drink you drink when you're having a female over. You know,
I've never heard of Pink Panties until you today told me about the Pink Panties.
You mix it's like a pink Long Island. You know, you put all of and this drink originated from all my times over 7337 South Green. That was the party house in college for me and all my boys.
Is that Stoney? Who's that?
No, that was my house. That was me and Quaz and Hennessy. He and they do the massages. That was our crib at first. And then it went from there. But we used to make that, Quaz used to make that drink. And so here I am, I'm having a libation, and I got the Pink Panties going right here. But anyway, so next week, we're going to touch on people who don't vote, who says that they're not going to vote in this upcoming election that's coming up. I see a lot of comments from people who have really strong opinions on why they're not voting for Joe Biden. And I would like to talk to these people just to see, get their point of view, because we all know if you don't vote, you're voting for dude. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
No vote is a vote for this guy.
Because Republicans do better at voting than Democrats. It's just historically, they have a better turnout. I do want to ask you, because I actually didn't even weigh in, and I'll tell you mine, and it won't be 6 minutes. But what steps have you taken? So you've decided you're going to buy a gun, but have you gone onto the website like Tammy said she has since it's crashed?
I'm in Texas here, so I can just go buy a gun.
Well, that's true.
I can just go buy a gun, and that's what I was going to do, just go buy a gun. But when I had I had I wrote it down. I had a Taurus. It had I like the Hunter guns, man. I used to watch Hunter from back in the day, man. So it had the long Fred Dryer, you know.
Fred Dryer, Hunter, Dee McCall, always dressed up as a prostitute.
Yes. But it had the longer barrel. So what I'm gonna do is just go to the gun range next weekend and just see what feels better, because I'm looking for something with a low. What do you call it? The coil?
Recoil.
Recoil. I'm looking for something. I ain't trying to jump back.
Because they do kick. So I have an extensive history with guns, because my brother is a Navy vet, and my brother was a gunner's mate and what have you. And let me tell you, when he moved into my house, or when he knew I was buying a house in the hood, I built a house. I bought the land and built it from the ground up in the hood. It take Trey to tell you, I was like, yo, Alexx lives in the hood. Yes, I do. I love the hood. My brother has so many guns that there was a gun in the pots and pans in the kitchen, in the front of the house, upstairs. There was a rifle that was stayed loaded, a double barrel shotgun next to the bed in the bedroom. Downstairs, so we got front and the back of the house upstairs and front and the back of the house downstairs. They were hidden in place, because I don't know where you gonna be when you break into my house. It was like that Kevin Hart skit. He's like, he got stuff in the laundry room. There was guns. But my feeling is, I can't get a concealed carry. My brother has always wanted me to. I cannot do it, because I feel like if I'm scared and I tell you don't move and you move, I'm not afraid to shoot you. And as a black person out on the street, I think I'm going straight to jail. I pull my knife on enough people often enough that I'm going to jail. Now, in my house, you're going down, and I feel like I have more protection that you came into my house and I killed you in my house. Yeah. But because I'm not trying to hurt you. Something in my brain says, I watch too many Freddy movies or whatever. You can get up and keep coming at me. So I'm about to empty it in you. So I feel like in my house, I have protections. I feel like I'm in the streets. I'm going to shoot somebody and I'm going to be in jail. So for me, my choice is, while I believe in guns, I can't have a concealed carry that I'm out on the streets with. I just can't do it. I'm going to kill somebody. Yeah. And it ain't fair for black people.
You know, when I had the gun today, because like I said, this would be my first time purchasing one. He was clocking it and doing all that. I'm like, oh shit! Like I gotta learn how to do all this.
Yeah, you do. And you gotta learn how to clean your gun. Your gun. Let me tell you that too. My brother from the military, every time he fires his gun, he cleans his gun. And that's the rule. That's the rule. Take it completely apart. You take it completely apart, and you use cleaning solutions and everything, and you get all the residue, because it's gunpowder residue. And all of that makes guns not fire right, make them jam, all of this stuff, make them stick. Yeah. So that's another thing.
Wait, let me get the gun first.
Get the gun,
let me get the gun first, and then we'll go through the whole cleaning. Yeah.
After you get your gun, after you train on your gun, after you go to your classes and whatever, make sure it's an important thing that you clean your gun every time you fire it, because if you don't, when you want it to be reliable, when you need it, it may not be.
Gotcha. Only thing I can think about is that saying on "I'm gonna get you, sucker." With Kenny Ivory Wayans, he was cleaning the guns. He cleaned them all ready for the crew. You know, he got all the guns ready for the crew. But anyway, thank you guys for listening and watching here on episode 6 of See What Had Happened Was with Trey the Chocolate Jack and Miss
Alexx Dupree.
Thank you. She got it. She was on cue with it.
I was on cue. Look at me.
Yes. So next week, we're going to talk to people who are not voting, who haven't made their mind up about who they're voting for. Yep. And that should be good, because I'm really upset. It really grinds my gears to go on Facebook and see people saying that they're not voting, or they're not voting for Biden, or they're just not jumping in. They're confused. I'm like, what the hell are you confused for? Take your black ass in the polling place and vote. So we'll talk about that next week. Yes.
And if you feel passionate about that, we want you here ready. 7:00 on the dot. You got a week's notice. Yes. You write your little notes. Get your diatribe ready. Get ready to give your
I'm using
strong
big words.
opinion.
Diatribe. What the hell?
Soliloquy. Whatever.
Another big word. That was longer than the first one. Come on now.
Help us get it together and join us here in a week. You got time to prepare your thoughts.
All right. I'm Trey the Chocolate Jock.
I'm Alexx Dupree.
See What Had Happened Was
Trey decided to buy a gun.
And I'm going to get one of these days. Y'all have a good one.
Do it, homie. Deuces.